Hi everybody, welcome to Materia D&D, where we play D&D our way, and we are picking up with the mainline Crass Menagerie story on session 168. Uh, Most likely our last session of 2023. We'll figure out the dates when we come back, but hey, holidays in most of the world and here. So where we're picking up is we are inside the jungle ruins of essentially the jungle ziggurat that the Crass Menagerie had been helping the Pulam 14 Opal accomplish their mission of evacuating and extracting the various heralds of exploration that have been sent to various dig sites across the open plains because there's so much hidden and forgotten and valuable knowledge uh, that could both better society as well as, if used in their incorrect ways, potentially hinder all of existence. So they've been here for a couple of days, a day now, air quotes, yeah, a day now,
A day.
and they've already had a very eventful morning. Where previously a pair of the heralds stubbornly went back into part of the dig site, um, and one ended up falling and concussing themselves and becoming lodged in some rubble. Uh, However, thanks to the individuals and their their leader of the camp, Victor, who happened to have good relationships with everyone, understood probably where they were, and the menagerie went with a few of the heralds and found the two individuals, Bart and Sam, one of which was again knocked unconscious, bleeding, stuck. The Crest Menagerie helped extract the two. However, throughout the process, it appeared that a spiteful spirit had possessed one of them, and that possession transferred over towards Karos, giving us the creation of Cryos. Whoever knew a +4 to certain ability checks just was hilarious, especially when you're not trying to kill the individual. So they had to deal with a possessed Cryos that was intent on fulfilling the spirit's drive to have others down there in the pit with them. However, they did eventually manage to expunge the entity from within Karos and seemingly vanquish it. Um, Being the Crass Menagerie and wanting to understand what was going on in the ruins and the rubbles of this area, they went down to the part where the spirit was trying to get individuals to go to, and they did find the body of a dragonborn adventurer. Based on the tabard that it was wearing and some of the equipment, it was from about 120, 150 years ago. But based on being the part of the organization that he was a member of, the Forgotten Take, uh, they had a reputation of being some of the best uh, dungeon delvers and like guides for maybe not the safest areas. So likely this person was very skilled, and to find them dead was uh, a bit of concern. Thanks to the corpse mask, Al went ahead and had a discussion with it, and the menagerie found out that a one Rocket Galus was the individual's employer, and that it appeared that Rocket had betrayed him. Uh, and likely that was the cause of the large blast area and collapse on one of the main walls. So the Crash Menagerie, after making sure that everyone was okay from the fall and okay from their experience, gathered themselves, managed to discuss with Pew, Opal, and 14 to go deeper into the ruins and just try to figure out what's going on. However, not telling the heralds exactly what they were doing because they didn't want them to stop packing up and getting ready to evacuate the area. Delving deeper, Crass Menagerie, thanks to Opal's arcane hand and some of their other magics and abilities, where Al animated dozens of tiny little uh, tools, some of which had no use but some of them, which were great in the terms of clearing rubble, managed to remove a lot of the fine rubble that was caused by this blast at some point, and they managed to get into another chamber, an extension of this chamber, which then made this chamber, which was about a 40 by 40, into a 200 by 40 foot room. There in the center, there was this blanket on the ground of twisting and gnarled vines that were holding up all various types of bones, animal bones, humanoid bones, just bones. And when they took a step back and allowed the light to kind of appear over it and get a grasp, it represented almost like a depiction of a maze, which they uncovered was a depiction of the unformed maze. And having to understand this ziggurat and these runes that they were in, it appeared to be some sort of combination or um, reverence to two of the elementals entities or elemental foundations, one known as spirit, one known as decay, that apparently they came together, and that union is what spurred mortal life onto materia thousands upon thousands of years ago. Um, the menagerie did some more investigation, going through a nearby room that showed three very simple yet at the same time intricate portraits that are, or I should say, more not portraits. Well, I'm losing the word. Paintings, but cave paintings esque on the walls, and these represented the three parts. Yeah, uh, yeah,
Yeah.
they just kind of represented the three core parts of a mortal, which two of the three the menagerie have run into, and it seems like most of society understands, but the third one's more of a mystery. So we have the flesh, which is the body, the vessel that allows a mortal to exist within the plane, the soul, which is the individual, the um the soul of the person. And the soul is apparently based on a lot of natural 20s that night, was a means for their mortal experiences to be recorded and uh, carried on into the afterlife, which that's where the third element, the potential, which is the weird one, the menagerie started to get some sort of insight and understanding based on the glyphs and messaging that they could put together. That potential is essentially the amount of energy, air quotes, that a mortal is given if they were to have a natural life, because all mortals are mortal, they're finite, they will end. And now that raises the question, like, what happens if you end your life, or your life ends early, or if you manage to get more potential? To be determined. Obviously, this is part of the story. Let's figure it out. Lastly, and I know this is a long recap, but it was a big lore session. Uh, Based on their interactions with the maze, once they interacted with the imaging, Davis had noticed that within one of them was a natural fissure, and he reached his hand in, and there was something that he could pull on, and it clicked into place, and it removed the maze carpet in the room behind them, and it was a very simple, plain, exposed area. However, there was a slight divot in the floor, and some more information given to them in Celestial, Sylvan, and Goblinoid, if I remember right, were the three languages. Um, and that's kind of where we pick up, where eventually the carpet came back, the lights faded, the carpet of the maze returned of bone and root. Part of that maze has now elevated itself about 5 feet up, creating like this nest. And within this nest, essentially a leathery egg has formed. And based on a couple checks by the menagerie, they know that something, and I think they did really well, a young Jabberwock is rapidly growing and maturing within the egg. Yeah, I
He's
Hooray!
gonna
think
be
that,
my new bestest friend.
Probably.
yeah.
Egg meat bag.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe put that egg in that bag.
Yeah, perfect. They'll be friends forever.
Yep.
Or it'll be just an endless snack for the bag. Nom, 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 nom. Right, so twisting roots, almost almost looking like as if two hands out clutched, making a nest, holding this leathery egg. And the egg is pretty big, guys. Remember, it was about like 2 feet, 3 feet tall, ovoid shape, very leathery egg. That's. Oh no, wait! You guys actually grabbed it. It's on the ground next to you. That's right. And
Well,
it's like
no,
wobbling from.
Opal used her mage hand, I thought.
Yeah. To go grab it, right? But then
Right.
she placed it close to you guys so you can examine it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's on the ground, just kind of wobbling.
Which I think Ben was the one examining it, right?
Yes. So, just
Yeah, we still got the bond going probably for another 30, 40
yeah.
minutes or something like that. I don't know.
Give 30 minutes just to keep it easy for tracking. So,
And so Ben shared, I think, with the group. Or I don't remember exactly where we left off. If he had shared anything or if he had just figured it out and not shared, I don't remember.
because he shared it, because he wouldn't have not shared it,
No,
right?
for sure.
In this situation.
Okay. I don't. That was not a good. Can we get rid of it?
So Ben takes his hammer, he draws giant flail, looks at you, and
I'll shrug my shoulders, being like, yeah.
That's
Would
a
that do it?
solution.
Does that kill the young ones any better than it killed the adult ones?
Hey,
Uh,
Cielo, you seem to kind of be familiar with these things, right?
Yeah.
yes, Yellow.
They're,
If you
sorry, go
wanted to
ahead.
give me, if you wanted to give me a nature check, maybe you know something.
Sure, it's a dice game. 1 sec.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I can guide your
It do be a
your
dice
mouth.
game.
What to say.
Nature check.
Boom.
Oh, face got boy.
That's a
20 something because
I was
reliable
gonna say,
talent.
I'm pretty
Pretty
yes,
reliable talent.
that's a definitely reliable talent roll.
Okay.
23.
Yeah, unfortunately, their Jabberwocks are not proliferant. There is some lore and some stories behind them. It's hard to know when that regenerative factor is fully functioning. But based on, because I'm pretty sure he rolled a natural 20 on his medicine check, right? Am I wrong? No, it was just a high roll. I'm trying to find his roll. Because Al got a 26 for
I think I
history.
said it in chat. Or I think I said it
Okay.
in voice.
Dirty 20, Dex, Insight.
What's
30, no,
his?
that's Rock's 32.
Oh no, yeah, if he had a 30 medicine, which I think he did, then it was a natural 20 because he's a plus 10.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, so based on, I'll give you it, at the rate at which the uh, the young is developing in the egg, you probably only have a few minutes to finally decide. And yeah, based on even with a 23, you don't know. Like, you don't know how powerful its healing factor will be, being maybe not fully developed.
Well, this thing is stirring already, and we don't have long. If we're gonna do something, we might as well do something now. So I mean, if you're gonna smash it, it's probably already still sentient. It might come out after you.
Have you ever met, or have you ever heard of anyone meeting a not bloodthirsty hunting Jabberwock?
Well, sure. We used to ride them all the time.
Deception check,
Okay.
Oh God, I love it. I shouldn't have said that out loud. I should have just messaged you to say it, but
It was kind of obvious.
I mean,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
21.
Shit. Well, my passive ties that.
Let's see.
Yeah, you read into it. You definitely. Wait, is that not reliable talent for you? Wow. Okay, got it.
That's without. I got a pretty
Yeah.
good roll, and it's +6. I'm pretty good at deception.
Yeah. Okay. I know you didn't
Despite
put
lying
points
through my
into it,
teeth.
so that's why.
It's
Yeah, Tara,
insight, Carlos, not perception.
Oh,
It's the same
well,
for me.
it's the same
Oh,
for it.
same.
I'm gonna use the fucking I'm gonna use a
The
Inspiration?
tactical
superiority dice
I want to
cuz
know.
that sounds fucking
Yeah, I'm just like
badass.
right there, and I'm just like, oh, Cielo's weird. Uh,
I thought he didn't remember any of that. Wait.
That's
Let's
pretty
see.
freaking great. I like it a lot.
I just have to. There it is. Tactical assessment. All right, come on.
yeah,
Because let
Ben's
me.
passive is 20, so
Yeah. So Ben,
mine's only 21
even
just because
with
I rolled wisdom on the totem.
yeah. That's what I figured. But
Oh, crud, am I on D12s yet, or is it still D?
you're still D10s,
D10s.
unfortunately.
Okay.
The fighters scale a little bit differently. Even with all of our materia changes to try to make it
Ooh, just
more
over.
playable.
22.
Ooh.
I mean, yeah, like the little bit of the fact that he said it so quickly was like the first thing that came to his mind. You're like, there was no thought process there. Why would they
And
ever?
You
and
know,
you would
I
probably recall that I don't have much memory, and I stated so not that long ago.
Yeah, that's very true.
I don't mind the occasional embellishment, but usually not when it revolves around us deciding whether to murk something before it becomes an unkillable death machine.
You'll see
So,
that like the leather, the exterior begins to kind of stretch a little bit more as what's inside begins to kind of like push towards the top. It's not breaking through, but you
I
can
mean,
see
that
that it's
thing's
starting to.
definitely alive in some respect, right? The question, I guess, now
Despite
is,
his.
well, the question now
Sorry, God.
is, can we convince it to behave?
Uh,
You said they were
I'm
like
not the one to
guardians?
do that.
Cielo, did you say they were like guardians or something?
Well, I mean, here, no. They're really not from here. At least,
I was
mostly.
just wondering, like,
Um,
how they know what to guard, right? Like, could we have it guard us? You know, like our guard just this temple and think we're
I'm
friends?
sure. I'm sure it's possible, but they're bound here from something.
I mean, so does something
But
lay this? Like, was there a mama here that laid this
well, we
recently-ish?
probably killed its mom. Remember that big Jabberwocky thing that we ran away from?
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe. Oh shit, is it
It's
gonna
one
come
of
here?
those. I, I, I mean, we might have ran right back to its hive. This might be it. You know?
I think it's nest. Wait, you don't really know that much about these,
Well,
do these?
whatever.
Yeah, okay.
I do, but it's a little fuzzy. Okay.
That's fine.
Plus, like you.
Despite the stink eyes, I'm gonna hide behind Davis and Karos because
Jeez.
it's
Okay.
starting. It's starting to bust open. Somebody should do something.
Yeah. With
Well,
that, because yeah, with that you'll see that there's like I mean it's very inspired by Reptilian in the sense of like the leather egg does begin to just start to split just ever so slightly, and you'll see this very pale yellow hard bit. Essentially, it's the egg tooth, right? The egg nail that birds and reptiles have that helps them kind of cut through the leathery egg, and you'll see like it starts to poke through, and you'll hear this. It's not that gurgling sound that you heard that was deep and rumbling and just like mess with your senses. It's a little squeaky little gurgle, which I can't. There's no way I can do it with my vocal cords.
Worst DM.
But it's like, uh,
It's the
but
worst
yeah,
DM.
it's this.
How can you not do a
Yes, it
million
is the
sounds?
worst game.
God.
Yes. I'm sorry I don't have like 3 or 4 different sets of vocal cords that I can use at the same time. That would be amazing. But it's this very, it's a high pitch gurgle. But I mean, like it's like very high pitch. It's kind of cute actually, and it does not have that strange effect over your minds. Like the moment y'all hear it, it doesn't like cause y'all to just get stupefied like the adults did. And it's definitely coming through. Huh.
well, I mean, there's no better time than now if somebody's really good at uh animals. I'm not sure if it's even an animal.
You can give me a nature check to try to determine what its closest adjacent typing is. Anyone
I'm
that's
good at that.
yeah.
I think Ben's gonna start preparing to cast banishment, but not like, in the hold and action type sense.
Yeah.
But he's just gonna be ready to do it. Like he'll have the materials and
It's
stuff.
that little baby. it's so different when it's this big versus this big.
Oh my
Yeah, right.
gosh.
Hey, the baby. So 183. Um. Oh, was it? Uh, they, while they're not considered true dragons, they're often mislabeled as fey dragons of a type. Um, they kind of pull in most similarly to fey creatures, in that the fact that creatures from the fey binds tend to represent either over exaggerations or hyperinflations of things. This creature tends to be elongated, spindly. Some of the anatomy makes a little bit less sense in the common materia sense. Um, so yeah, it's a dragon, but it's not a true dragon.
It's like a wyvern instead of a dragon.
Yeah. However, it's got its buck teeth and its big bulging eyes, and as it starts to kind of work its way out of the egg, it's large already at this point. It's probably with it being like curled up in the egg as it emerges, it's as big as one of you guys already. Stepping out of the egg, kind of is tight and wound, and it kind of stretches out. The egg begins to like properly split, and it begins to kind of slip its way out, kind of serpentine-like, because it does have its long, lanky body with like overly exaggerated long limbs that are very lean. Its head kind of moves around. Its eyes blink, but like in a weird kind of, since they're so bulbous, they just kind of blink, blink, and look at you, and kind of do this
God, they're so big and ugly.
gurgle sound, squeaking gurgle. It just
Can
kind
I
of looks
put a
at you.
finger to like a rock surface anywhere nearby and try to feel for any tremors of feet, like a
Yeah.
large
Sure. Yeah,
dragon coming?
go ahead and give me a perception check or survival. Technically, you can do one or the other, however you want to do it.
They're both the same.
Yeah. So as it kind of slips out of the egg, it's
Oh
covered
my
in a very
god.
thin, clear, maybe slightly off teal um, membrane that begins to kind of um, slip away from its body as it moves from the egg, and it just kind of sits there. And then as it makes eye contact with some of y'all, it just begins to kind of. God, I wish my camera was working for Roll20, but begins to do that thing where it like looks at you and then snaps, shifts its head to another one of you, observes you with its long neck, just kind of serpentining back and forth. It doesn't seem to be afraid or anything. Just
Uh, let me
Anybody
roll.
have
See
any
what.
meat to give it?
Oh, sure. I'm sure we all have some sort of rations, right? I'll get.
Opal will just kind of look at it and be like,
I
"That's
was I was doing
disgusting."
basic math wrong and I've added 10 to my natural talent for both my rolls, my bad.
You should.
You should. The lowest
No,
roll you do.
I meant I was giving them like 20 on accident. I was adding an
Oh,
extra 10 for some fucking reason in my head. I
Mm,
was I was
that's very
I don't know
talented.
what the hell happened. Yeah,
uh,
that's way too
Can't
talented.
roll lower than a
yep.
20.
Yeah. So natural one for 13. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's survival, right? Not nature
That's
or
both
perception.
both are the same.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, you don't feel any tremblers or anything. You're just kind of. I mean, you're in a stone ziggurat that maybe the tremors are coming through, but no. There's right now your senses are only picking up on what limited light sources there are in here because the uh there is that the light faded and it's just the light spells that you guys have going, and maybe I think you had a torch, and the green light that seemingly gave this that kind of spawned this egg into the nest had faded with its spawning. um and then you just hear the squeaking kind of high-pitched whining gurgle of this creature, this young jabberwock.
Yeah, I'll feed it some rations. I'll just give it like a full day's worth of rations.
Okay, so you just toss some rations towards it.
Yeah, I'll even
As it
like hold it.
falls.
I'll kind of walk up to it and sort of offer it.
Okay. Give me a animal handling check.
Okay. Thank God for my advantage from my totem. 15.
15, pretty good. Something weird about it, Davis. As you kind of move yourself forward, being the closest thing to it, you're kind of used to animals putting their attention to something that's moving towards them and looking towards it.
Right.
It seems to just continue to kind of scan the room. And as you step forward, it doesn't shift its focus onto you. And then as you kind of present the food, it just seems to be kind of like, it's not that it's not seeing per se, but it just seems to like
Uninterested.
uninterested. Yeah, that's a good way to put it
Okay.
at this
Well, I'll
time.
leave it nearby. I'll just put it down and step back and then kind of say, yeah, I don't know if it really wants food. It might be looking for a way out or looking for something in the room. I don't know. It's looking around. And then I'll just continue to look around and like see if I kind of follow its eye line, is it scanning for like exits, or is it looking, does it look like it's stopping on any particular thing, or is it
No, it's just um this might be an over exaggeration, but you know when you see like those the God, what are they called? The when you like drive by like a car salesman, they have
the waving
those like
inflatable
yeah, the waving.
tube things?
It's not like that rapid, but it's almost like it's just going through motions, just kind of like looking around. Who knows? It just
It,
doesn't like with the 15, it doesn't
I'll say
line
to the
up.
group, I was like, or maybe it's looking for its parents. That's all I got.
I don't know if it thinks we're its parents.
Oh, I don't think it thinks much of us at all right now.
It
That said, we
will
should be
kind of
careful.
yeah. So as you kind of did step away and you put some food, it'll kind of now like move. For this is like the first time you kind of see it, like kind of like move its arms out, kind of starts like stretches, arches its back. It does like the the classic strong downward dog stretch, but it's super elongated and spindly thanks to its like serpentine nature, and it kind of like twists its neck and it's like turns its head 300 not 180 degrees upside down, looking at the ceiling, moves its neck around. It then kind of like you see that for the first time it kind of focuses on something, and it seems to be like looking at something over Ben's shoulder, like based on his guise. It just kind of stares there for a minute. Ben kind of looks over his shoulder. There's nothing but the room behind you. You guys are kind of in a semicircle
Which,
around him. There's nothing
not the room that we
obvious.
came in, but the room with the thing that unlocked the maze.
The You're in the initial maze room. So what happened?
So
You guys were
not the
in the little.
rubble, but the other
No,
room.
yeah, yeah. You guys are beyond the rubble. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. So that rubble was part of the same big room, right?
Oh,
So
right,
it
okay.
went from that 40-foot room to like the 200-foot room by 40. So you guys are still in that covered up area that you guys had exposed. The blanket carpet of the maze is back. You guys are close to the entryway, the archway that had like the two sides, which again, one was very wispy and stylized and no sharp angles, met with the more jagged and acute angles that then met this archway. And in that archway, there was the doorway that you guys walked in to like the 20-foot room where there's the three tapestries or whatever you want to call them. And then, but above that, that's where this ovoid shape was. And seemingly, whenever you did whatever all that you guys did, that ovoid shape was transferred over into the nest, and it began to rapidly develop into the Jabberwock egg. So not natural by all means, from what you guys can tell. I'm just going to straight up say that you guys have adventured for a while. Not a natural way to bring something into this world, from what you guys understand. But yeah, it's just staring over Ben's shoulder. You see its jaw kind of quiver a little bit. like not like fear, but like it almost like wants to chew on something.
I'm gonna use one of my charges of ration to give it like dried meat.
I mean, I
So
already did that.
you see what Davis had put like a large stack of food, and you toss it
Oh.
towards it, or what are you doing?
Davis already did that?
Yeah, there's
Oh.
some on the ground next to it. It didn't seem to care.
Yeah, it didn't seem interested in it at all.
I'll take some of that is in the pile that he threw and kind of like hold it carefully to its mouth area.
You're nursing it.
Sure. I mean, it's got its
trying
mouth.
not to
Yeah.
lose fingers.
Yeah, I mean, like it's got its big buck teeth, bulgy eyes, and you kind of put a little bit of ration close to it, and it's just as you put your hand out, it extends its neck, but it pushes its neck past your hand and is getting a closer look at something behind Ben. It's fixated on something behind Ben.
It's not interested in food at all. It's more interested in something over there.
And then as you say that, it kind of puts its hand and it just kind of like almost like using you like a stepping stool. It just kind of puts its hand like on you and just kind of pulls on, it can, kind of shoving you off to the side, not aggressively, but just kind of takes a step closer to Ben. And it's just staring behind him.
I think I'm gonna try to help it go that way.
Okay. And Ben just kind of looks at it, again looks over his shoulder, and then just kind of turns, doesn't see anything but the dark room that's barely illuminated. Thanks to the light spell.
Wherever it's looking, if it's obfuscated in darkness, I'm gonna throw some dancing lights down the like.
You add some more dancing lights in that area, it begins to illuminate. There's nothing behind Ben besides a wall.
There's got to be something there. The
Yeah.
wall is fake or something. I'm gonna keep helping it towards like wherever it's staring.
Okay.
If not,
So
like
as
tugging it gently as it like crawls.
got it. So as it's kind of moving, and it very quickly gets up to like a walking on all fours, kind of serpentine walking, moving towards and looks behind Ben. And as it gets kind of approaching Ben, Ben still has like his flail kind of ready because of the discussion about smashing it or not. And over the bond, he'll just say, "I don't know what it's looking at. Do you guys see anything?"
Nothing so far.
No.
Okay. I don't have any magics that let me see differently. Anyone got anything like that? Because maybe something is in here with us that we can't
What about Mr.
see.
Third Eye?
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if Rock is able to communicate right now.
Is Rock in a hangar, airplane hangar?
Pretty much, yeah. So it's on the radio.
You're good.
What was I asked?
Any sort of like see invisibility or see magic or something. This thing is staring at something and we can't figure out what it is.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember what I normally have my eyes set to. But I can. It's been a while. I think the last time I paid attention to that was when I opened it and.
Well,
got a real bad
you had it
headache.
shut permanently for 5 days or 7 days, right?
Because
you
you
did the full
thing.
open.
Yeah.
So we can say
Yeah,
it's
has that
probably
passed?
back. Yeah, I would imagine so at
So
this point.
Okay. What the heck? Let's get a headache. I'll just open it up. That way I can see everything for a
Okay.
bit and see if I notice anything in that direction.
The full-blown eye. Okay, so it takes a
Yeah.
minute. I think this is the first time Opal, Pew, and 14 will see this. But yeah, so as you kind of draw in your focus, and again, it's a little bit of a painful process as it's pushing the limits of this third eye of yours, but it does open and it does the full glow with the same magical energies as you have. And as your sense of sight begins to be able to pierce through the ethereal, begin to comprehend just all types of languages and writings, and scripts, and interpretive symbologies, and you're able to see invisible. there's a floating fuzz just behind Ben, keeping a less than a 5 foot distance. You recognize it. It's a sensor. It's something has been tracking Ben for a while. Just with your passive arcana, you already know what it is. It's not the highest level magic. Somebody's been spying on Ben for a while.
Whoa.
And this thing is apparently able to see it.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I asked a question and then you didn't answer, and I was like, "What about my question?"
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, is that what the little Jabberwocky friend is?
That looks, yeah, like when you see it, you see how its interest is and where its head is floating, and it's just kind of, in place, kind of serpentining, but not breaking its gaze at it. Just seems to see that, and that is, yeah, that's what it's focusing on. And what you see, because a sensor can be many things, you see this essentially this crimson puffball that is just kind of swirling and amassed behind Ben, and and you swear that like down the center of it you see kind of like like a reptilian eye slit or something, like something is just watching Ben.
Reptilian islet watching. Okay. I am going to. I'll just mention to everybody, hey, we're being launched apparently, but I'm going to wave at it, hi, and also goodbye, and I'm going to try to dispel it.
I like it. Hi, and also goodbye.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a what is it?
It is a
Spellcasting
if I
ability.
cast it at 3rd level, DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
Okay. Let me check real quick. What is the spell level? I thought I had it open. Not that should. I'm pretty sure it does, but let me make sure. Spell is. I thought I had it open. 3rd level. Yes. So, yeah. So as you release that magic, you'll see that like a little wave comes from rock. You do have a focus and a jewel. Yeah, okay, you have the components that you need for it. Yeah, a little wave brushes over it, and from what you see, Rock, the eye turns its gaze towards you very briefly, and like it puckers up in like pain essentially, and poofs, and you successfully dispel it because it is a 3rd level equivalency. And
When
you
it
know
turns
for a
to
fact
like
that it was a clairvoyant spell. Someone was spying on Ben.
when it turns and looks at me, I'll just smile and wave.
Gotcha.
Okay, well, we're not being watched anymore, but Ben, why are you being watched? Who's watching you?
Rocket, go ahead and for the sake of it, give me a religion check
Cool.
just to see if you pick up something about the eye. And then what all of you see as Rock releases the magic, the intent that was there within the young Jabberwock just all of a sudden fades and just becomes back to being super unattentive and just kind of looking around, kind of moving its head around. It begins to kind of move back towards more the area that it was originally hatched. Kind of puts its hand on the eggshell, a part of the leathery eggshell, and just kind of squashes it. Begins to just kind of look around again.
I rolled
Yeah,
a
let me know.
19 or
19.
19 total. 19
Yeah.
total.
The magics as you know, and you guys have all seen. A fireball is a fireball is a fireball, but there's different ways of conjuring up a fireball, and maybe the source of magic is slightly different, and the appearance is different. A sensor is a sensor is a sensor. However, based on the appearance of it, the aggressive manifestation of what you could actually see, Likely something uh, of a fiend origin. Some sort of fiend was keeping an eye on Ben.
I will pass that information on, being like, yeah, that it seemed kind of fiendish. Again, we were being watched. Kind of weird. I made it go away. Might come back. Also, I'm about to get a really bad headache soon, so I'm gonna go make friends with our new child.
That actually reminds me, because now that you can see so many things,
Oh, good.
all the
All the things.
scrawlings on all the things, because now you can interpret all language and symbologies and stuff like that. Yeah, shit. Okay, yeah, I didn't think about that in this room. Okay, um, so yes, we'll just start with everything, and we'll. Sorry, there's got to be a lot because you're looking at everything in the room. On the ethereal, it's the same. So first things first, there's not like there's a carved out special place like when you guys were running into the Caneloth, where it was a uniquely carved out part of the ethereal plane. So this does line up succinctly with reality. Um, the scrawlings and depictions, essentially, of the entirety of this chamber that is remaining, not ruined and rubbled, is the story of the two very opposing entities coming together. Uh, what the agreement or the union or the driving motivation is not depicted here, but it does depict of spirit and decay coming together, and that it does indicate that when they came together, they're um, and it's not like they came together and vanished. It's just like their energies, they worked together to create. And this kind of makes some sort of sense in the terms of like you've heard of like other elementals like water, fire, earth. That makes sense. Now you're kind of getting maybe some sort of understanding that well, there's other types of elementals out there, and this is spirit and decay is an example of that. You can put different elements together and you can get something different. Um, so spirit decay come together, makes mortal life. The maze itself, you do now have 100% confirmation because you understand it. It is a symbolic representation of the unformed maze, and it is there as a lesson and as a teaching vessel for people to understand that the maze is a agreed upon portion of the Feybind that has specifically been constructed to capture souls. And this is, this all lines up with what you guys have kind of uncovered. Capture souls after a mortal has departed to be able to record their experiences for the vast library of the undead, however you want to look at it. Now, who has access to that is not clear, but you guys are smart. You guys can figure it out. The two various styles come together, and now that you're kind of being able to kind of see what they're showing is within the archway that this egg had manifested itself and then showed itself. It says with a translation, because I'm not going to go into complicated dialogue. Uh, from our union comes a new chance of experiences in life, yet we see it fit to bestow upon them a eternal guardian. Jabberwock is in fact an eternal guardian. However, you pick up on some of the magics behind here. And give me an Arcana check. I gotta look up the level of the spell. I think it's 7. Oh, okay.
23.
23. Okay. So as you're kind of peering around the room and just kind of getting a feel for it, the Jabberwock, the baby walk. Yeah, we'll call it the baby walk. The baby walk hasn't moved much. It's just kind of, I don't know, zoned out, zonked out. Davis, again, still kind of weird. There's food before it.
Yeah.
There's a group of people around it. The only thing that's got its interest was the clairvoyance, which has now been dispelled. Hidden amongst some of the scrawlings rock, you come to uncover that the individuals that built this place are maybe the first few generations that came after life, and they've returned after life. Mortal life had to come to Materia, and then they started building essentially like a civilization around this cradle. The magics here, that eerie glow, that similar light up to the unformed maze that glow around the necromancer's tower, gives you that sense of very strong, like necromantic magics, but not like in the sense of like resurrection, like forcefully resurrecting the undead, but like it more lines up with necromancy and creating something, uh, and it getting a grasp of what's happening here. This Jabberwock is not a new Jabberwock. It is a copy of what you encountered outside.
Okay. Um, all the things that I'm reading and that information, I'll just like kind of be mumbling out loud to myself, like, an eye hurts, everything's so messy, and then I'll just kind of repeat all of that so anyone around me can hear that information, but I'm not like purposely relaying it to everyone.
Yeah, Ben will kind of walk, kind of hear you mumbling and throw the bond. And that'll be the second confirmation of why he wasn't able to banish this thing. He's like, well, and if it's a copy and it's copied here, I guess it is from here.
Yeah.
But why do they need to copy something that's are eternal?
I mean, there's got to be something that puts these things down or makes them go away or age or something.
So a backup. But what's going to happen now that there's two?
That is a very good and disturbing question.
Oh wait, so
Ben will
this
kind of
isn't. So this is literally a copy. It's not like we got the other one and it's gone now, and this is replacing it. Like there's both now.
oh wait, I don't think the thing was very alive when we were running from it. Yes.
Yeah, I guess. I thought maybe it was like on. Okay, yep, we're in trouble.
Uh, the Opal. Guys.
Yeah.
Uh, the little guy here. He's getting bigger. If you haven't noticed, I've been kind of keeping tabs on the tiles on the floor. But that's not the concerning part. He's weird, right?
Yep.
Kind of not
Mm-hmm.
all there. Um, I don't know the words that I'm about to say make any sense. But is anyone home?
In that thing?
Yes.
Interesting. Uh, didn't
It
necessarily
didn't
seem like it.
react to anything you've done, right?
Well,
So I,
the thing that Rock got rid of, it seemed to be kind of interested in, but
yeah. But then it just went back to doing.
yeah. And then I'll actually get closer and kind of like wave my hand in front of it and stuff like that to see if it regards me at all. Be like, yeah, it's kind of spaced out, isn't it?
Touch it. See
I
if it
slightly
reacts.
recoil at that suggestion, but then I kind of reconsider it, and I look around
Might
and
as-
see if everybody
Might
looks.
as well touch it when it's small. Well, yeah.
If nobody immediately objects, then Davis will kind of start to slowly approach.
Yeah, you'll pick up 14, just draws glaive and sword, just getting ready in case something happens.
Yeah.
No one's stopping you.
Slowly.
Yeah, so you go ahead, just kind of touch it, give it a little
Yeah, it's
nudge.
like pet on the
It
head.
has, yeah, so it a little warm to the touch. Sort of this weird combination of leathery, scarily, a little bit slimy. You know, it's a weird
Yeah.
fey creature dragon thing. Um, the skin reacts to you pushing on it, and it like by all intents and purposes, yeah, you pet it and it doesn't seem to like react to you.
Yeah, nothing so.
So the question is the other one out there shrinking as this one gets bigger, and it's basically doing a place swap to continue its little hunt?
Uh, um, um, but may I suggest something? Rock, you can read all this, right? Um, anything else? Any other clues? Anything about like? I have a big question. Why was there a divot in the floor? Why was there an egg in the thing? Why did it manifest an egg, and why is it making a copy of the bigger thing? I have a lot of questions. I don't understand them. I just need to know what you can read and what you can understand. I can't make sense of any of this.
I will try and read as much as I can around the room before my head aches.
Okay. You can give me an Arcana check or an investigation check. The things you will find will be very different.
Your eye lasts until you take a rest, right?
1 hour, I believe. It's on his sheet. I can look it up.
Yeah, it's on my sheet.
It says until you're incapacitated or you take a short or long rest.
No, but that's not fully activated. When I fully activate all of it, it's different.
He's got a special boon that he got from the mentor.
Oh, this is you
He
can
can-
choose one for, yeah, okay, that's right.
Yeah. Whereas if
So
I
you do all of
fully
them,
open
that's
it,
a special
then
thing. Yeah, that's right.
23 investigation.
Other investigation. Okay, so yeah, so you're able to now can continue to pick out more hidden messages and more layers to this. This is definitely a ceremonial chamber. This is definitely something that was worked on and reiterated upon and refined over time. And you essentially get there's along some of the vinage and all that. There's a guardian is only as good as its physical capabilities. Um, Here lies some secrets in replacing what is lost. Not all that is lost must enter the maze. Uh, secrets to um, secrets to diverting the inevitable are within the scrawlings. Uh, there's mentions of creating um, the 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 two left them instructions, or the two left them the guardian, but did not give them the secrets to reuse the process. But you can see that over the construction of this room and the ziggurat and the people that have come from here thousands of years ago, that there's obvious signs of others coming through, others trying to interpret, others trying to understand. There have been additions to the original architecture and scrawlings and carvings, and you'll see that there have been efforts here to understand the process of copying. The word cloning comes up, and as best as you can understand it, the process of cloning something. And that's kind of what you're getting. That what was left was a means to clone a guardian, but not a means to how to do the process. Essentially, with a 20. To see or read your boon real quick before I forget what it says. Actually, Oxpecker. Notes. Description. But yes, Davis, if you want to, you can give me an insight check on the jabber,
Sure.
the baby jabs.
Ugh. Both bad. Total of 11.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, essentially the body is there, but the mind isn't.
Yeah, it's checked out.
That is what. Yeah.
Is Opal a part of our bond? I forget.
Nope.
Okay.
You guys only did yourselves, what I recall.
Yeah, I think so. Because like we would have to leave at least 1 or 2 people out if we didn't. So I think we just kept it to the group.
Yo. Yeah.
Because it's in here with us is Opal, 14,
And Pulam.
Pulam as well. Okay. But no, yeah, like
Yep.
Victor and them, they're gone.
No.
Okay, so yeah, it would literally
Pulam.
would have to have we would leave 1 person out.
Yeah. So Pew convinced Victor that you guys were gonna do one more
That's
sweep
right.
just to make
Yeah,
sure that there's nothing,
that's right.
and that's why you guys didn't get questioned for coming back down here. So yes, the jabber, as far as you guys are aware of, is a copy. Let me shrink it back down. Oops, I didn't realize I kept it so huge. The baby walk is a copy based on what is left here to be able to create the Eternal Guardian. The individuals that constructed this temple built it around this structure, this nest, and they tried to interpret and understand and add to it, and it doesn't seem like they were ever able to use this process for anything else. But at Rock, you're able to see, you know, questions and attempts to understand and harness this ability for themselves, uh, which I guess anyone that's proficient in religion can go ahead and give me a roll, and I can see if you guys pick up on something.
Ben will do
I
it.
think
Can he
religion's fair.
guidance himself?
Yeah, you guys can guidance
Does
yourselves.
does that include me?
Yeah, of course. You're always. You're
13.
you're 13. Okay. Al 13. Okay, Ben 19. All right, so I think Ben probably got the highest. So there's this interesting aspect to this. Into Ben would pick up, and he'll share this over the bond. That perhaps the children of these two elementals, the mortals, over time grew to become a little bit uh, spiteful. Maybe is the right, not too harsh a word, but grew to be a little bit. I'll just use the word spiteful. Spiteful that they're left with a guardian to protect them and protect the temple and protect the secrets that is essentially unkillable. And if it was for some reason felled, there was a means to bring it back. Yet they lead such short and simple lives. Why can't this workaround or gift of coming back be presented or be given them? Why was a secret or withheld from them? Why is it used on something like this rather than the children of spirit and decay? Typical kind of, but why us? So the more time you spend in here and the more you start digging rock, and you see that, there's been decades, if not centuries, of rituals and research in here based on probably the original peoples. Um, there definitely grew some sort of animosity towards the predicament that they were in, that we're mortal, we only get to live so long, yet there's a means to extend the life or transfer one's life into another copy of themselves, a clone of themselves. But why didn't you leave us the secrets to how to do that for you? Like, why did you forsake us, essentially? These short lives. And that's what this room is about. That's why the maze is in the room. Because the maze is to tell them that that's their purpose. That they are to gather what they can and return it to the maze. Kind of a macabre. Have fun with that. The little baby walk does continue to grow. Not super rapidly, but you now that Opal has pointed it out, you do see that it is getting a little bit bigger.
I could. Hey, guys, at full size, I don't think this thing can get out of here, right? Like, we only have a tiny little passage.
I mean, unless it has ways of traversing, I think you're right. I mean, is there anything else in here that we need to be involved with, or should we just start moseying?
Opal, are you satisfied?
No.
I mean, yeah, sorry, wrong. Is it, given the scenario, you okay with leaving?
Man, I don't know what we're supposed to do. I feel like,
Well, are we supposed to do anything here?
I mean, we're
well,
talking about peoples that analyzed this stuff for generations and didn't figure it out. I don't know that if this thing flips the switch to angry,
Right.
that we're gonna figure out anything
well,
in the time we've got.
I, I still, we're forgetting something, and that's that the guy, the wizard rocket came down here.
Yeah.
He killed his accomplice, blasted down the wall. What did he get out of here, if anything? Or did he just cover it up so no one could find this place?
I'm kind of concerned a little bit more with who's tracking Ben.
That's also another scary thing.
And that's before we even got here.
Yeah, Ben, you know who might be doing
Yeah,
that?
who's Ben's enemies? I've been with him longer. Like,
Are we sure it was an enemy?
there's nothing
It's Strahd.
I.
God damn it. He's back.
He's back. Well, Ben will say maybe something new. Somebody wants to roll a insight.
For Ben?
Was Ben the first one in through the hole?
I don't think so.
No, he was not.
Insight for Ben? Yeah, I can roll it.
Yeah, let's see if
17?
17. Okay, an insight for Karas. Okay. Karos, help me remember.
Hope you remember.
Trying to think of something. In Panlin, you were helping Ben move the bodies out of the temple, right? Ben started moving them on his own,
Is
and then
this
you
the
helped him.
This is the one where we went in and all the blood was draining to the central spot?
Yes. And then you guys dispatched of everybody, and then okay, trying to remember. You had about 6 survivors. Some of y'all were trying to help them because their feet were all damaged, so they couldn't run away.
Right.
Cielo went off and found some objects. I believe that's where you found the syzygy. But Ben made it a point to give all the people that were dead a proper send-off. So he was dragging the bodies out of the temple, right?
I don't explicitly remember helping, but
Okay.
seems like
Just
something
trying to remember.
that I would, if I wasn't actively doing something else, I
Okay.
likely would have helped.
I for some reason I remember at one point you said maybe it's me wanting to remember, but I think I remember that you at one point after seeing Ben do this for a while decided to help him. So we're just gonna go with that memory for now, and if not, I'm just adding that to the canon. But
Viewers get in the comments. if
Just
it's
get in
wrong.
the cabin.
yeah, exactly. But at one point when Ben was walking by the wall that had all the blood glyphs on it, carrying a body, you guys heard a voice and you saw like a fissure in reality, and then Al and Davis reacted and came running in, and you saw a fat, bulbous, pudgy, angry spirit saying that it was going to enjoy watching you fail and die, specifically talking to Ben, but you were in that room.
Gotcha.
Maybe that guy had something to do with it.
Maybe the fat bastard that was angry at us back at the Blood Temple.
Yeah. You guys did unblaspheme the temple that was blasphemed for him. Maybe he was a little pissed. He's been watching you guys this whole time.
Strong possibility.
Does detect magic detect those sorts of things? I forget.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, if it does, I can check it real quick.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure.
It might pick up that there's a aura of magic. Let's see. It's invisible. You can't see it, so you have to be able to see the thing to detect it. It's an invisible sensor, so that's why it gets by detect magic. Things like see invisibility and true sight are able to see it, and I will give you the thing. The Jabberwock has true sight. That is why I was able to see it. It is in dark.
I gotta get me some of that.
Yep.
Hey
Yeah.
Tavern, can you just like hook me up with true sight? Just thanks.
So yeah, to paint the picture, just to kind of bring things together real quick. In a room, 4 rituals depicting the origins of mortal life in Materia, giving some sequence and some patterning on how to clone things via mechanically speaking, just for the sake of it, and just so you guys have an 8th level spell clone. The baby walk is a clone of the big walk, but no one seems to be home. So maybe just the physical manifestation of the baby walk, of the walk. Ben was being clairvoyant this whole time, and Rocket was in here, but you guys still haven't figured out what Rocket got out of this room, if anything. Yeah, it's a lot, so that's why I'm giving a quick recap.
Well, Opal, I don't think there's much point staying here longer. And we could come back thanks to, our powerful magical friends if we decide. So I guess let's take whatever notes we need, take whatever, stuff from here, and then let's just resume the extraction, right?
Hugh will step up and say, at best, we got about another hour before I believe Victor would start getting concerned that we haven't returned from our last sweep.
Yeah.
So,
And
let's call it
most
30.
of us could go back if somebody needs to stay here. Like I think it should be safe in here. I don't super trust this thing, but who knows?
I was gonna say maybe not. If somebody stays behind, more than one person
For sure,
stays
yeah.
behind.
But I think if we needed to not arouse suspicion, then like at least half of us could go back and just say like, oh yeah, they were taking a look at one real quick thing, but it shouldn't take long. You know, we could stall for a little bit if we need to.
Okay. I mean, 1 hour gives me 30 minutes, right, Pew? He nods.
That's not how time works. What?
Well, 30 minutes of me trying to
Oh, an
uncover
hour to
what I
get
can
back.
before we need to come back.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna. She looks over at the baby walk. I'm gonna stay. Uh,
I think one bruiser, one magic user.
uh, there's something here that we're missing, and I want to uncover it. And I know you guys can come back, but
We could even bring you back potentially.
yeah,
Well, if we need to do it now, we should hurry. This thing grows bigger, like. Well,
Yeah, that's
it's
actually.
growing.
Yeah, honestly, that kind of is good with it being the way it is because, like I said, I don't think it's getting out of here. I mean, those things were strong, but I don't think it's not without some time. Not, I don't think it's gonna clear its way out of here.
Yeah. Um. Okay. Yeah. Whoever's
I'll
staying,
stay. I'll stay.
let's spread out and try to look and see if anything's out of place or anything's weird, than already is in here, and uh, we'll get some sort of idea. Um. So
How, mu-
those of
how
you who
much
are,
longer do we have the link for?
I would say about the 30 minutes. Like, technically less, so Rock could re-up the link if needed, because you had 30 minutes at the start of this
Right.
conversations.
Probably 15 or something now.
Rock has the eye going, so he can see a lot of things. So,
I can see a lot of things, but I'm playing with the baby Jabberwocky and becoming its best friend.
yep.
Make a baby handling check.
If you are interacting
Uh-oh,
with it,
you
you can
hit
go
the
ahead and
no,
hotspot.
no, I actually, yeah, like I,
yeah. Go ahead and give me an animal handling check. Um,
Can I help him? I mean, I'm right next to him.
sure. Yeah.
Like, no, that's sensitive. Don't touch that.
what do I get for the help?
Advantage.
Advantage.
Oh,
I
okay.
think that's called a cloaca.
Whoa.
Rolled an 18, so 19 total.
Damn.
Okay,
Okay.
nice. So Rock, it's really disappointing because it doesn't react to you. Like, you're literally interacting with a vegetable, in the best way I can express it. There is no body home. This entity is operating on the most simple and basic functions. So it's able to stay alive. It's able to perceive and be aware, air quotes, of its environment through its senses. But you don't even think that it's going to remember any of this. It's just here.
Well, since it's just here and doesn't seem to be doing anything, can I inspect it really closely? See if there's like
Sure.
anything attached to it or anything
Yeah.
weird about it that like wouldn't fit for a creature.
Yeah. Go for it.
Um,
And let me know what anyone else is doing because you guys now kind of have like the freedom of the room. You have multiple light sources, dancing lights floating around. You guys have pretty much seen everything that there is around the room to see, as well as the extra room. Um,
I don't
have,
remember if I would have done this. I think I mentioned, for some reason, I feel like I mentioned this last session. I don't remember though. I would prod the walls for any loose bricks or the such.
You have not. So you can give me a investigation check
Sure.
as you're kind of walking around the room. Trying to
My-
find
Mine was a 25.
Nice.
25.
Right.
Okay, so there is a small, almost like a brand, a symbol, at the base, at the bottom of the neck, kind of where its long serpentine neck meets its shoulder blades. There's a little bit of a symbol that seems to just be branded into it, indicating, now that you can actually understand it, that it is a clone. It is a copy of the original, that the body is there waiting for the consciousness to arrive, but there's no consciousness to put in this thing. So this thing will cease to likely exist after some time, and it will revert back. Now, what revert backing means, you don't know.
Well, now
There,
I'm sad.
it's a magical copy. What can I say? Um, I, I'm not. Your emotions are irrelevant to the function of this room.
Fair. I'm gonna stop playing with it because now it's made me sad. I'm just gonna wander around.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Investigation for poking, prodding, trying to find loose rock as you're continuing to walk around while Scielo's poking and prodding. I need Al. Do you want to cash in a lucky for a roll?
Yes, please.
All right. Go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me a lucky. Let's see if you get something, because you have the right situation for one.
Okay.
And also,
Oh.
Rock, do you? Okay, so you got a positive. Okay.
Oh,
Rock,
lunch.
Rock, did you share the clone copy? This thing probably ain't gonna last very long. You might be muted,
He is
CJ.
muted.
Hey, puppy. Hi. I'm assuming alarms are going off at work.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh no, I was double muted. Sorry, guys.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll pass over the bond. I'll be like, this thing's no fun, and it's probably gonna die, and yeah, and I'll just pass on why, and then that's what I wander off.
Okay. All right. So with a lucky, Al, how do I want to put this? So when look at my notes real quick. Okay, so yeah. So when the carpet, the maze was retracted, right? There was a very flat, very simple floor, with that simple 3 language message and a divot in it. That seemed to be something that was covered up and hidden. Excuse me. As you're walking around the room, kind of following Cielo, kind of seeing what Cielo's doing. Cielo, what was your total investigation? 23?
Yes.
Um,
I
so as
had.
you
I have not rolled over my reliable talent. Thank goodness I'm.
thank goodness you're a rogue, yeah. So as you're kind of poking and prodding, Al will kind of follow along with you, and um, be it through Al's connection with Hans, who currently is unequipped, but hey, that's what Lucky is for. Al, you'll see that as Cielo walks by, uh, one of the essentially it's like one of the tiles on the ground, and you can see that there's as the lights are kind of following you guys around, you can see that there's a kind of additional kind of scuffing here. So maybe some other actions were taking place. How long ago, you're not too sure. But as Cielo steps by it, um, Cielo activates a little bit of text or something, and there's like this little glow and a projection emerges from some of these scrawlings on the ground. And as you're walking by and you hear the little crackle and you turn and you see a projection, kind of similar to what you've seen in the past. Uh, it's a programmed illusion of some sort or something. And before you see a humanoid, mage-like individual in robes um, is emerging and saying in common, "Oh, good, you've made it. I've been studying this room to try to understand what its purposes are and how we could apply them for our betterment."
Huh. I mean, us too, right? Right?
uh,
Yeah.
as you kind of give the conversation, the illusion continues to just carry on. Um, this was indeed an important find. I have taken what knowledge I can and scraped what I can from here. It looks like means of cheating death may be uh, achievable. And then it just kind of fades.
Oh, shorter message than usual. Didn't log too much.
Well, they didn't really tell us anything, did it? What did they find? Ah. Maybe there's another rune around here. You said I hit that on the floor, it looked like, or the wall?
Floor.
I'm gonna be deliberately patting most of the floor with my feet, like flap, flap, flap,
Yeah.
flap.
What you'll see, and this is because like you and Alan, so there's a little bit of like scuffing and burning. That looks like this is like an area that an individual may have spent some time and just like camped inside of here at one point. So there's like old scuff marks from like the fire that they may have had to use to keep warm, and then they probably left some sort of message for a companion or someone that maybe they expected to come down here. But as you're kind of padding around with Al's lucky, uh, you do find that there is some, let's say, some old camping material that's basically like after how many hundred and so years has basically, deteriorated and turned itself into dust and debris. But you do uncover a sealed uh, little lockbox, I guess you would say. Uh, Probably about 8 to 9 inches across. It's not a massive lockbox, but you do find a lockbox.
Huh. Hey. Well, whoever. I'm guessing it might have been the same person, but they left a little thing here.
Oh, nice.
I'm assuming it's locked. I'm not gonna knock on the like roof of it, whatever box it is.
It seems like a sturdy little lockbox. Wood, wood and metal seems to be reinforced. There is a locking mechanism on it. Um,
Locked, of course.
if you just try to pry it, yeah, it seems locked.
Well, it's like begging to be opened, isn't it?
I think it is.
I think it is too.
I say so. Yeah.
I'm gonna set it on the floor and begin working on it on the floor.
Okay, you can give me a lockpicking check.
While he's doing that, I like to be on my tiptoes, and I'm searching for more stones to step on,
Sure.
following up on his job.
No. You can give me an investigation check.
Oh, thank you.
Following on what he's been doing. Unfortunately, no Hans, so no advantage.
Do these tools checks
Yes.
follow
So
reliable talent?
yes, you. There's a
Yes.
skill. You are proficient in it.
I got my least roll, which is a 30.
Okay. All right. Al, as you're kind of investigating the area, you do see that probably there was a little bit of a camp here. It looks like it was a one-man camp. Um, seemed to had operated in the dark. You're not seeing a lot of sources of like torches and everything, which maybe makes some sort of sense. In the sense of like if this was Rocket and he is a wizardly type, then he probably was able to conjure food, conjure light, conjure what he needed. But obviously he had some sort of traveling supplies with him. Um, you do see that there are some parchments that have not survived the test of time down here. Uh, basically, like kind of crumbling into dust. You're looking for any scrawlings or notes, and you do see that there's like little patches where apparently when he was trying to maybe equate some things out or figure some things out, he just kind of went to the more um, tangible elements and was probably writing some thoughts or equation or some sort of interpretations in chalk on the ground, most of which is not too disturbed as there hasn't been a lot of foot traffic through here, uh, covered up by just kind of like, natural dust. So yeah, you do find some stuff that is worth interpreting. Might take a little bit of time. So that's for you, Al. And then authority on the lockpick. Um, so as you, Cielo, kind of get down, sit and focus and kind of start messing with it, uh, you start to get your tool into the lock and start to spin it. You feel one of the tumblers fall and another one fall into place. And then you hear this weird, unexpected kind of uh, clicking sound. But that instinctively, rather than having you instinctively pull the tool out, you jam the tool in further. You stopped a trap from going off.
I was gonna say, if I feel like a trap is going off, I would do exactly that and kind of like shove the box a little bit across the floor, just in case.
Yeah, gotcha. So like you cram one of your tools in and you just kind of toss it, and the box tumbles and tumbles. It doesn't go boom after a moment, but you with the 30, you pick up that there's some sort of uh in modern terms, there's a circuit that if you are to drop the tumbler out of said circuit, it lets the circuit complete. So you drop the insulator. The tumbler is the insulator, preventing the circuit from completing. If you remove that tumbler, aka unlocking it without disarming the trap, it go boom. Because it allows it to
That
complete the circuit.
that little box has a thing in it,
Yeah, well,
Yes.
of course it has a thing in
huh?
it. Watch out for the chalk when you're dragging that across the floor, okay? Trying to,
Yeah, you're probably right.
I'm trying to figure this thing out.
Well, I mean, I almost just exploded in a red mist. How could you blame me?
You said there was a thing in there. I thought you just meant, stuff in a box. You
Oh
meant
no,
you meant an
it clicked
explosive?
and it was about yeah. Well, I don't know about explosive. I, well,
Something,
my
something bad.
one of my tools is stuck in it. Thankfully, because if I let the tumbler fall all the way, it would have, I don't know, done something. I heard it
Um,
activate.
Al's sitting flat on the ground. He's sitting on his butt on the ground while he's dusting and investigating this thing. When he mentions something could have gone off, I just scoot over like 4 inches. Like,
Yeah. So Cielo, to trap the box means there's something important in the box.
Yeah,
You
but I
know
don't
how
want
the
it to
box.
blow up because there's something important in it.
Yeah, but you know how the trap works. You've effectively jammed the trap. So if you could figure out another means to open it, you might be able to get what's inside. Oh, I love trapped boxes.
I'm gonna walk back over to it, even though I just said it has an explosive in it, and
Yeah.
Alice stopped
Oh,
working on the chalk and he's just watching Cielo.
I will
Very
say with a
closely.
30 Cielo, with a 30, you are confident that it is not going to go off if you do not. You understand how it works. Like you 100% understand how this works. The tumbler is an insulator. It prevents the circuit from completing. Right now your tool is acting as the insulator. If you can figure out how to insulate
But that means
the
I would have to pop it without using the mechanism, the
yes,
key mechanism.
or to get the tumbler back in place that you knocked loose potentially. There's lots of ways. You just gotta be creative. It's D&D.
I'm well, shoving it across the floor didn't explode it. I'm gonna huh.
I did hear the result. Could I give him a bardic inspiration anyway? Just like if uh
Sure.
if anybody can do it, it's you. You can do this. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
sure.
get us killed, please.
So, in the most lamest terms, so you can open it. The DC is just more difficult now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The DC being more difficult is no problem because I'm good at this, right?
Yeah.
Anybody
I'm
can do
gonna
it. It's you.
I do
I'm
appreciate the
gonna
fact that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna take like a small ball peen hammer and I'm gonna try to like the tool that's stuck in it, I'm gonna try to like a dentist hitting a tooth, I'm gonna try to like knock it slowly, loosen it so the tumbler naturally falls back to where it's supposed to be. And then try again. That might be 2 rolls, but I'm ready. What do you think?
Go ahead and do a thieves' tools. It should just be one right now. You have an idea.
Sure.
You have, and what I appreciate is the fact that you rolled a 30 because the DC was a 30 to realize that it was trapped if you're not looking for traps. So I was like, yeah, it's just right on there.
Well, this one's much better. It's fine. 35.
Yes,
Jeez.
35. So with the way that you do it, you turn the box upside down. You wedge you start chipping away, dink, 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 and you get your tool loose, and the tumbler slides back into place naturally, completing buffering the circuit. So now it is not an armed box. Well, yeah, it's in a dormant state. Air quotes. Still trapped. You reset the trap essentially.
Sweet. Now it's time to open it.
Yes.
I'm gonna. Huh. Should I try it the same way again? Just,
You can always.
Ye-
Yep. However.
I mean, if I know which tumbler I encountered, maybe it's like the third one or something, then I could like try to avoid that tumbler. Push past it with the tweezer. Or I could just hit it with a rock.
I mean, yeah. However you want to do it. You're the thievy one.
I'm gonna turn to Al, be like, "Hey Al, do you feel lucky?"
I always feel lucky, except when but right now, yeah.
You got a favorite rock?
Amethyst.
Points to our
Or
friend.
rock. Of course. Yeah, you want me to go get him?
Oh, I meant
Oh,
I meant a
CK.
rock. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
Like, do I carry it
Uh,
around, or is there like a stone, a gemstone type?
well, I'm gonna hit the top of this real quick before I start working on it again. Sometimes it really loosens the, I don't know, mechanisms.
E.
Makes it easier.
How hard are you gonna hit it?
Hard enough. That's why I need your lucky rock.
I'll starts putting away Drifty.
Yeah, we can't harm Drifty. This is true. All right. So you're assisting him in the opening of it. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, it's actually need to figure out. I think I'm gonna say Al carries around an amethyst. It's just it looks like it's not it's very unfurbished. It's just like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I'm gonna hit the top of the thing just at the front where the mechanism is kind of just over, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna work on it again. As long
Alright,
as
so
it doesn't blow up if I hit it.
you're attempting to disarm the trap. Go ahead and give me a intelligence thieves tools check. So thieves tools with your
Ooh,
proficiency
okay.
and expertise, but use intelligence instead of dexterity.
Thankfully, there's a button for that. Oh. Uh. Does reliable talent cover natural ones?
Yes, it does, and you're rolling at advantage because Al is helping you, and you also have a bardic inspiration from Al, so you have a lot of.
Oh.
Oh,
Thank you, Al, for all your help. You were
I'm
lucky, weren't you?
I'm
I feel
confident
it.
in your ability to disarm this. Please don't kill us.
Please don't make us go boom.
Oh shit! I said that over the button. Everybody heard it.
Everything's fine. It's not a bomb situation, guys. Swear.
23 without Bardic. Bardic is a D what?
12
12.
now.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
huge Bardic.
We just got
Oh.
that at level 15.
Oh my
both.
god.
I didn't get reliable inspiration or something.
Okay.
I need help.
So 24.
All right. So, the beauty of this is that you manage to mostly disarm the trap, and you manage to tinker away at it in such a way that the trap does unfortunately go off, and it does go boom, but the impact and the oomph of it is significantly lessened because you have essentially dampened and damaged the mechanism that would be the trap so severely that instead of a large cacophonous explosion that would likely destroy the box and destroy the content of the box and damage you severely, uh, it does begin to kind of whine and shake and thud and boom. It does splinter the box. You take 9 points of force damage
Ow.
as it ruptures, and it's like it probably snaps one of your fingers back, dislocating it.
Ow.
But the box, and it opens, but like the hinge is like bent, so it kind of opens in a weird angle, like not a clean open, but you're able to kind of pry it open. Yeah, and you have
Well,
successfully.
I'm holding my hand looking up at Al.
Yep, no.
It worked. It
Alright,
opened.
shit like this happens. It's probably the best case scenario, and I'm gonna cast Healing Word, level 1 on him.
Okay, go ahead and heal him up a little bit.
I'm sure I lost my hands or
Nice.
something if I tried it.
Perfect.
Oh,
Well,
it's a meat.
back to you grab his finger and just pop it back into place for him. Ow.
Sorry, it's part of the words,
No
What the
worries.
word
It's
is?
just
The word is pain.
it's part of being a professional box opener, you know. Ow.
So, within it is a how do I wanna- a parchment that is folded and sealed, and the seal on it is a wax seal that has the rather than the 11 pointed star on it that you guys have come to associate uh, with the Pantheon, there is a um, excuse me, uh, a H that is made up of 11 dots. So, however you want to wish of it, but it's 11 points in the wax seal that make a elaborate H.
I think the contents that you're describing I would have handed off to the rest of the group because
Sure.
I'm still reeling from that.
Yeah, sure. So, who in particular would you hand it off to? Or
Well, firstly, Al, and then I guess whoever Al thinks would be best to dissolve that, because I don't know the group as
So,
well as Al.
Al, because you've been investigating a campsite, or this point, this parchment is very well condition. It hasn't seen uh, the day of age, apparently. The seal itself is a wax seal. It has an H symbol on it, but there are 11 distinct indentions within the H. Uh, yeah.
Oh, all right, all right.
What would you like to do with it?
Wait, one more time. I thought Cielo was just handing it to me, right?
Yep. So what would you
Yeah.
like to do? Yep.
Oh wait, okay, I think I misinterpreted the intention. I thought it was for me to hand to somebody else or decide
You
who.
can hand
Wait,
it
you're
to
saying
someone
what do I
else
do with it?
and open it. That's why I'm asking.
It's hand it to you to decide what to do with it, really.
Oh, okay, okay.
Punted.
Even though you
I-
snapped my finger back, I'm still going.
It's a fancy pain. You don't have. Never mind. You can work through it.
Yep. I mean, job's done. Box is open. But yeah, here you go.
Oh, hell of a job. Good job. I was kind of enamored or kind of pulled in by the wax seal. I guess once we get everybody together again, maybe I can't.
You can go ahead and give me a history check on the wax seal if you want.
Uh-huh.
21. Okay. Um, it's the age, the 11. It likely was a seal that was used to indicate the hendecolate at some point.
I feel like just because you don't know what it is, I have a habit of you'll keep us to the group for a little while. I'm wondering if our next camp will be out of town. Because if it is useful for Opal and the group and everybody, I wanna give them the information before we leave. I just want to be private about it first. I want to see if there's a way we can get everybody together. Maybe
You're
right
all in
outside
the
the
room
ruins.
together, so. But have you
Was
been like with just the menagerie together, or are you trying to get?
we have the bond. I forgot.
Yep.
You know,
And Rock's down here with us as well. Different room, but still down in the ruins.
yep.
I mean, we're actually all in the big room now, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
No one's left.
I mean,
in the room, from what I understand.
some of us are kind of like on the other side of it, but still.
Okay, it is just a big room. Okay, my bad.
You're good.
Like, we all heard you guys fucking around.
The snapping of the fingers, the ouch. Yeah. That's
Actually, real quick, with that in mind, when I heard that, I would have looked around, rolled my eyes, and then, where's 14? Because she likes to hide. Like, not so much hide, but, like, take interesting vantage points.
14.
I'm curious to see, like, what she's, like, if she's trying to stay hidden, or if she's investigating on her own, or what.
14 is in the archway, looking back into the room with the depictions of flesh, soul, and spirit. Flesh, soul, and potential.
Potential, right?
Yeah, and she's just looking it over, and then from time to time, she's like looking back at everybody else and just trying to understand what this is. It looks like.
Okay. Did she react in any particular way if and when she heard that guy?
Yeah. When she heard the ow, she quickly turned, looked, and started stepping. But then when she saw that there was no threat, she just looked for a moment and then noticed that you were looking at her.
I'll meet her gaze and just kind of like give her a little, I guess, light shrug, just like, that's what they're gonna do. Kind of look and then go back to just like watching Rock.
And you'll see that the last thing that she does, when you're watching Rock, she'll pan her gaze over and look at the baby walk. Make sure that it's not doing anything threatening, and then continue looking at the 3. No. Al, what do you want to do with the parchment?
I'm gonna take notes to try to come back to this chalk circle on the ground right after. But over the bond, I'll say, hey, Brock, could you help me look into this thing real quick? And I'll start walking over physically. I don't know what other way there would be. Towards Rock.
Okay, so you walk over to Rock. I'm
Sure.
assuming you're handing him.
I'll help out.
All right. So again, he hands you this parchment. Has a seal of what Al tells you is likely the cult of the Hendecolate. It's an H with 11 indentions in it. Easy enough of a wax seal to break if you wish.
I'll definitely face to face. I'll definitely be a little dramatic about it. I'll hold the letter for an extra 2 seconds, and I'll give him like a look and raise my eyebrows, like, But otherwise, yeah.
Better not be asking for my help because you think I'm a Hideka or something or other. Because I found a stupid key.
Oh no, we weren't together discerning it. I don't know what it is yet. Sorry if that I hadn't thought about that.
Okay, yeah.
So as you open it, I'm assuming, yes, correct?
Yeah, I'll open it.
All right, reconcile. Al, it is a blank sheet. Rock, you see a handwriting that is extremely familiar. It's your handwriting.
Phone call. Sorry.
Oh, shit.
What timing?
Oh my god.
It's
Fine.
it's wait a minute. No, it's CJ calling himself. Oh shit.
Peace out.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
You good.
That
So,
was bad timing.
Al, so yeah, no, yeah, it's the best timing. So yeah, Al.
No,
So
it's comedic timing, yeah.
yeah. So Al, when he opens the seal, it's the biggest letdown. It's a blank piece of paper.
I'm staring at it in disbelief, in silence for a few seconds. So if Rock is reading something, he probably thinks I'm reading it too, because I'm just staring.
Yeah, but
Nice.
Rock, because you have your you can see invisible things right now. You see the illusionary script, and the script is in a very familiar handwriting, and the best that you can tell, it is your handwriting.
I'm not a Hideka anything. I refuse.
Did you say that out loud or even on the bond?
Yeah, I'll just say that out loud. I was like, this doesn't. No. Nope. I'm gonna
Sorry,
read
Rock.
it. What's it say?
All right. I think I've done it. I think I figured out the secrets to staying on this world longer than intended. It's taken me much research, but I believe I know how to use the magics of this chamber to uh, uh, I don't know what the word would be because it's I didn't
Safeguard?
have a word for it. Was that?
I said like safeguard or something maybe.
No, I know how to make no, I know how to use the magic of the chambers to ensure I always have a body. And then you'll see some scrawlings in that, and it is essentially a rudimentary first draft of scrawling the magics of the room into a way that a mage or a wizard can interpret it as a spell.
Can I discreetly try to copy down the spell part on a different piece of paper?
I mean, I don't know if your allies or your friends would know what you're doing. So yeah, I don't know how discreet it would be. It would take some time.
I'm peeking at your shoulder, and I'm about to say, sorry, it's such a letdown. I didn't think it'd be empty.
Yeah, it's blank. Doesn't say anything. I'll just crumple it up, kind of. Well, no, I won't crumple it up because I need to read it. But like, it's blank. I'm just gonna use it as parchment for, it's blank anyways, right? So I'm just gonna
Yeah,
stash it
you
in
can-
with the rest
There's-
of my
There's
parchments.
no way
And-
that your deception can beat my passive right now.
Ooh.
Deception?
I
What
just-
deception?
I just
Insight check. All right, there you go.
What do I roll? I
mean-
can roll deception, right?
yeah. So if
Yeah.
Al is trying to perceive it, definitely disadvantage because Al is actually looking at the blank piece of
Yeah,
paper.
because I was over his shoulder and
Yeah.
when he was crumbling and we were chatting.
But Davis, if you're just like listening to it, then yeah, you could just insight check.
Woo.
Well, where? Oh, here we go. I'm really good at these.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I got a 4.
A 4.
Let's say, and I know you don't have your good portents anymore either, because I used them.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
Oh no,
the
you have one
amount
of them. Never mind.
Well,
yeah,
too late. I rolled. So
Yeah.
the Anna Davis, the amount of stuttering and maybe some of like the
That's
way
a-
that he looked at the parchment wasn't like he was just looking at a blank piece of
yeah,
paper.
and
He
it's
was,
like because I'm watching you like kind of closely, so I can see your eyes moving as you're reading.
yeah. But again, if you get close to him, David, you will not see any words. It is
Right.
a blank piece of paper.
But I know he's got like the crazy eyes going, so
Yeah.
like his eyes are still pretty glowy, I imagine.
Yeah, well, it's his third eye especially.
Oh,
that
right, that's
radiate
right, that's right.
Magic. But yeah, his words don't match up with his actions. Just
Yeah,
put it
yeah,
that way.
yeah.
That's how you're able to.
I'll just keep an eye on him. Yeah.
So, but yes,
So-
rock.
nobody challenges is me on that.
Not out loud.
No one seems to be a challenge.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll raise an
Okay.
eyebrow at him and be like, he must like the wax seal or something.
Yeah. So I'm going to copy down the non-handwritten bits onto a different page for future translation / trying to figure out what the spell is.
Okay.
And then when
So you're
that's
just-
done,
Okay.
I'm going to try to discreetly eat the parchment.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna be watching you like a hawk this entire time because as you're writing it down, I'm going to ask you quietly as I can why you lied about it.
So here's the sequence though. So it is still. Are you copying the spell portion or are you copying the non-spell portion? That's what I missed.
The spell portion. The
Spell
the-
portion would
yeah.
still take a long time, even though you're not copying it to be a spell. If you were copying it to be a spell, it would be 400 gold worth of magical supplies and 8
Oh, I
hours
wasn't-
to copy it.
Oh, okay, so it's a lot.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's because it's intricate. That's the difficulty.
Yeah.
So you're able to copy it, but it would still take you like at least an hour or two to copy it, even in the non-magical sense. It's
Okay.
a lot.
Can I
there.
rip off the spell portion?
You could just take the page. Yeah, it's a couple of sheets. Yeah. You could unfold it, take that page if you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll stash the spell portion
Okay.
in my spell book,
Okay.
and then the
Okay.
portion that made me angry,
Okay.
I am still going to try to discreetly eat.
Okay. Slide a
Uh,
hand check.
I'm walking back
whenever.
to Cielo, but I look back over my shoulder at Rock like 4 times, like, what is he? What do you mean by what? Wait, what is he doing now?
Huh.
Ooh, I'm into.
So, slide a hand check to see if you're eating it. Davis, obviously, you're keenly
Yep.
honed in on
I got a 6.
it.
I will say
I
so.
So
choked
I-
on it.
So oh nice.
Dude.
So you put one in your book, spell book, and then you ate the other one,
Yep.
or like however many pages in your spell book, and then
yeah,
you ate the one.
just- yeah.
Weirdly enough, I'll just be like, okay, like so Davis knows there's something on there, but
Yeah.
he did say he was just gonna use it for parchment, so whatever. Like
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
Did he
So
eat the
with
wax seal?
that,
Damn it.
with that disappointment, Al and Cielo, that Cielo almost lost a finger for blank parchment. Rock, you found
All in
notes
a day's
from,
work.
you found notes from someone that has eerily similar handwriting as you, that thinks that they found a mechanism to, or figured out the equations necessary to use, to be able to replicate the magics of this room, to clone. And then you do have now 100% confirmation that this room clones the Guardian, so that if the Guardian is to be felled or destroyed, a new body is made so the consciousness can um, inhabit it.
Neat.
Neat. With that,
Man.
your time here, your research here, will eventually click over to that 30-minute buffer that you had.
Oh, sorry. Would I have time to finish copying down that chalk circle where I was
Oh,
hanging out with Yellow?
check circle. It's just notes. So yeah. So sure. Give me a uh sleight of hand dexterity, sleight of hand check just to see if you're able to how well you're able to copy it over. Because I don't think you have like a forgery kit or anything on you. So 14. You're
Yeah.
able to get. It's not going to be like perfect. You know you don't get like the same layout, but you're able to like do it, and it's basically uh from what you can gather of it, there seems to be just indications of days and efforts of figuring out uh, the purpose of this chamber. However, you do find one that is interesting, um, and it's maybe a break in character, but there is a portion that it is a drawing of the Dragonborn in the other room, and then just like he tried to scribble over it and erase it. It's not the best drawing, but it's like a drawing of a Dragonborn's face and then like frustrated. That's it. And I'll give you everything later whenever you start reading over your parchments or whatever your copies that you have. What you get.
Perfect.
Cool. All right. So 30 minutes passed. Pew starts to look at everybody. All right, I believe that's about as much of a buffer as we can have down here. So, little guy, just leave it.
Just leave it.
I mean, someone, I don't know what we're doing with the little thing. Are we taking it with us?
Wait,
Because that'll be kind of hard to explain.
the
That's
beast?
yes.
Yeah, the fact that you're calling this a little guy. No, yeah, leave it.
Okay. It's got some food. My conscience is clear. All right.
Perfect.
Cool. He whistles 14, snaps her head, starts moving towards the rubble side, whether you guys have cleared it. Opal takes whatever parchments and scrolls that she had, folds them up in her book, shoves her book in, looks around this place. Hi. We're very, very, very glad that Victor and his people did not find this place yet because they would refuse to leave. All right, next time. Next time, next time, next time. And then she starts walking out. You got a little pep in her step, but you know. Assuming the rest of the menagerie, Ben begins to follow. I'm assuming the rest of the menagerie begins to head out.
Yep.
Yep.
14 will look at the rubble and then just start to like replace some of those stones that you guys haven't moved. And Opal, unfortunately, doesn't have enough spell slots to resummon her hand. But you know, they'll start to kind of patch up the place, try to make it look like it's been undisturbed. And then you guys are able to make your way back up and out of the multiple floors, getting back to that tunnel leading out towards the wooden scaffoldings that were put in place to allow you guys to navigate down here, emerge on top of the ziggurat, and make your way back to Victor and the rest of the camp. when you do this, Pew will hail to the heralds, start walking up, and when Victor starts walking over, he's like, looks like perimeter's pretty good. Some usual wildlife. We'll probably want to avoid going through the northern passage. It just seems to be, just making up some bullshit about there seemed to be another pack of beasts kind of wandering through, not worth the risk. So we'll just avoid them. We'll start our venture out through the South Channel and make our way best to the first rest point that we've discussed in the past. Says, all right. Believe everyone is good. Bart will be the slow point. We've convinced some more of my team to leave some more of the larger objects behind. And we're ready to depart within the top of the hour.
Alright, so with whatever transportation you've got, what do we estimate the time to get back? A couple days?
A couple days to get out of the jungle alone, and then what is it? Another week or so to travel the plains.
I mean,
to get to.
We've got a pretty experienced scout here. We've not only been around this area, but also, he's just good at finding his ways through things. Would that help in any way cut down some of that time? Or are you factoring that in already?
I don't know. We have 20 or more people with packs and equipment.
Fair.
It's going to be I'm sure your colleague is an exceptional scout, but I believe that we might just not be physically able to keep up if we wished.
Got it. Freedom of movement only lasts an hour. Damn. I was gonna say men could be just passing out freedoms of movement, but
yes. So, and then Victor will kind of wave you guys over, and you'll see that there's 20 people. They have the various collections, be it notes or objects that they're taking with them, various curios and relics.
Hey Al, so heralds, Pew, everybody, so the goal is to get back to Whitlaw, right? Not to crap. What's the city on the edge of the open plains where the Sunlit Spire is? West Green, yeah.
West Green.
Is the goal to get back to West Green or to Whitlaw?
Ultimately, it's to get everything back to Whitlaw so we can start categorizing it and continue our research in the safety and quiet of the college and the museums.
We could just do exactly what we did at the temple in the northwest, right?
Yeah, I think so. I've still got some gas for it, so yeah, we should be able to. Let me double check some stuff.
I believe we've had this discussion, and the concern is the sheer amount of things we are taking.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we wouldn't be able to get everything, but we can get like the heavy stuff, maybe. I don't know. The heavy stuff and the slowest folks.
So, DM to players, you guys did talk about this, and they can only take what they can carry.
Right.
So some of the heaviest things need to,
the caravan.
Yeah, which is awkward because you're in a jungle, right? Which some of them have not been convinced to leave it behind. You can still work on that if you want to, but there are a few items that will require. Unfortunately, are limited in how you can teleport them, unless you guys have some other.
I'm looking for cheesy / creative solutions where you can I was thinking like Tensor's transformation type thing, but I'm pretty sure that's only self. But like things where you can just make them bigger to like carry bigger stuff.
Yeah.
Let me look at the cleric spell list.
Yes, but again, this is not intended to be a story blocking point or a
I see the line about creatures. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you could try to convince them to leave some more stuff behind. With the promise that, you guys might return. There's a lot of ways to work around it, but unfortunately, like you could teleport some people for sure. That's an option, but some of the things that they are deeming as valuable definitely cannot.
It's bull
Yeah.
strength. Bull strengths all around.
Yeah. Anyway. So you have some time. So as you guys are kind of spreading out amongst the camp, talking with yourselves, you see that they've done a very good job, as they have had time to do this, to pack up um, a lot of things in crates and sacks. They do have carts, but the carts are relatively small, and they don't have beasts of burden, so they're more like carts that are meant to be pushed or pulled by a person, just to kind of help them. But they are purposely designed to be kind of small and narrow so that they can as easily as possible, navigate this type of terrain. And it's just to allow someone to, maybe take a few extra 100 pounds or so behind them. Um, Something that you did notice is that there definitely were not any beasts of burden set up at this camp, just because of the sheer logistics and difficulty to bring them in. Um, but you do have some capable individuals. You do have about like 3 of those hired mercenaries to help protect. A couple of the heralds that have been over time kind of trained. One of which that you ran into that was on lookout. So there are capable individuals here. It's just a sheer amount of stuff that makes this difficult. Um, but
Do we
if
do we
go
have
ahead.
somebody with reduce and large?
Is that a cleric spell? I think it is.
I have reduced and large.
Oh yeah, we have a wizard. Duh.
Opal also. Opal's like, yeah.
If myself and Davis were enlarged,
And bull
our
strength.
carry capacity.
It lasts 1 minute. Carry quickly.
But all you gotta do is get through the teleport. Is the thing.
Exactly. So it's like
Get on the other side, and you're just like, ugh.
That's fair.
be like, all right, everybody pick up as much as you can possibly shuffle with. Okay, and then we try to pick up as much as we can.
No, that's fair.
Enlarge.
Opal's like, I guess you guys have a better understanding of the interactions of all the magics, but if that's a limitation, then yeah, I can probably get that's not too difficult.
I mean, I could like every 6 seconds I can cast enlarge. So if I enlarge, you pick stuff up, jump through the teleporter, enlarge the next person. We can get a few people through that way, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is there any effect casting reduce and large at higher levels, like multiple targets, or is
I
it
don't
just
remember if we scaled it in Materia.
just
Let me
static?
check.
I think
Yeah,
my circle only stays
we
open
did.
for that amount of time, by the way, Rock.
What was that?
I just get a couple seconds and then a circle goes away.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's only
6
a couple
seconds.
seconds.
6 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
Karos's
then,
goal
yeah.
is that basically you have a few select people like loaded up with as much, because once it's in the caverns there, they can take their time, getting it
Yeah.
back to the thing. It's just about getting it quickly over. So
Yeah, getting it 99%
So
of the way there is still good.
yeah,
right?
so my understanding, just sort of DM logistics real quick, is idea would be is to teleport as much as you guys can to the teleportation circle in the Court of Stars.
Right.
Is that
Okay.
a location they can easily move the caravan, the wagon out of?
That's why I wanted to
Wow.
know. It's still to the point of what you guys meant. It still gets it to Whitlaw.
They can just assemble and yeah, they can figure it out.
So that is yes, that is weeks upon weeks of travel done in 6 seconds.
Right.
Okay, so
You
as long
can
as it takes them
also
less than 3 weeks to get it out of quarter stars, okay, yeah.
where do we see our like carrying capacity?
So on your character sheets, it's if you click on
Oh yeah, here I got it.
Inventory
Yeah.
shows it.
Inventory, yeah.
Yeah, click on
I
weight
can carry up to 200 pounds, and I only have 115 on me, so you can strap a bunch to me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at
Again,
300.
you very well might be able to do this. Again, this is where the puzzle comes in. Okay, so you have 2 people that I'm aware of that can cast Enlarge Reduce, right?
Yep.
What
Which
is
is
it, a
Rock and
second
Opal.
level or a third level spell?
It's the
Second
second.
level spell.
I don't have
Okay.
mine prepared today. Fay it. No, I'm
It's
thinking
not
of
on your spell. Oh no, it is.
ability.
Is it on your spell list?
My bad. I'm thinking of enhance ability. Sorry.
Yeah,
I do have it equipped today. I checked, so I am
yeah.
able to.
Opal does as well. So for the sake of it, the size category goes up, and then when you increase the size category, the math changes, right?
Math doubles.
It doubles
I
for every
think.
size up.
Is it just double? It is just double? Okay. Got it. So like someone like Davis and Karos,
It's like 20 times 15 times 2.
Yep.
yeah,
Exactly. So it would be
yeah.
600 pounds each.
So they'd be able to carry a significant amount, actually, for the purpose of getting around the limitations of the spell, which is cool. I like that.
And with enhance ability, it doesn't say it doesn't stack.
What does enhance ability
It
say?
literally it says doubles your carrying capacity if you do both strength.
Ooh.
Yeah, because you're doubling it because of size, and then you're doubling it because of the spell. So you got
Because of the
different
spell.
sources of doubling.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the same reason that
Yeah.
if I hadn't done this fighter, my other fighter was a
Rune child.
fairy
Wow.
rune person,
Yeah.
so they could cast Enlarge Reduce on themselves, or what is it? You use the rune thing first, because that
Giant
sets you to
rune,
a set
yeah.
size,
Yes.
and then enlarge past it, because that adds you one more
Yep.
size above it.
Yep. Yeah. That works. So yes. With that, fuck it. You guys will probably just work your way around it. Just
Bracken Whitlaw, today.
yeah. Honestly.
I mean, yeah, because Carlos and I could literally each carry 1,200 pounds.
Yeah. So between you is a ton
Hold
of
on.
things.
Enhance ability is
Literally.
concentration. Large reduces also concentration. So
But it depends on the sources. So enhance ability comes from the cleric,
oh, that's true. That is a cleric spell. That's right.
and Al has it as well. So the two wizards enlarge you guys, and then the cleric and the bard cast enhance ability full
Because
strength.
well, hold on. Is teleportation circle concentration for the 60 seconds or 6 seconds? I don't know.
Oh, that's a fair point. I mean, still, you're still, even if it's just one of you, it's still a ton of things.
It's not.
Quite literally. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys spit it out and I agree with your logic, then you might have it. So I need to hear it from you guys without my assistance. So I know what the plan is.
Yeah, so it's a matter of just who's got what prepared and
Yep.
whatnot. So you said so Opal as a resource has at least enlarge reduce, but not have
Yes.
enhance ability.
As far as I see, yeah, enhance is not on her list.
Okay, it doesn't
Not
matter.
bad.
She'd only be able to cancel accounts,
Yep.
cast one anyway because they're all
Yep.
concentration.
And then once we solve this, we'll probably end up calling it.
Okay.
So
So
Ben,
where can
Ben
we
will
get
do.
a cleric? You know.
Ben-
I can push up to like 350 pounds. I think it says.
Yeah,
So
but for
hard.
the purpose of the spell, you need to be able to hold it and carry it, and not be encumbered. That's the limitation.
Oh,
So whenever they
okay.
say like you're teleporting a creature,
Yeah, it's gotta be
the
what's
way
big.
that it's understood
to be
is you're
carried.
teleporting a creature with what they can carry.
Right.
Because you can't just load them up with like 1,000 pounds of things and then try to teleport them. That'll fail. The spell will just fail.
And we need you to, either enlarge one of us probably.
Okay. I used the spell slot.
So wait, so that's our 2 enlarges. Ben can do 1 enhance ability, but does Al have enhance ability prepared?
I do not have it prepared, but I have a burly belt I can lend instead.
Does it take attunement?
Oh, I don't think it's attunement.
No, I don't believe it was. It is attunement because I think you have currently because I think you
Oh,
have
the
1 or
locus?
2 of your locusts on it,
Yeah.
but the belt itself is not.
Forgot about
Again,
it. You're right.
you honestly might get away with it with just one person that can do it. If you both are enlarged, reduced, and one person is enhanced, it might be enough. I'm looking.
Yeah, that
at
would be
the stuff,
1,800
'cause they're
total.
just- I think that's enough because they don't need to take back like the remaining supplies of like their food and stuff. Because they're able to now leave food for traveling outside of the jungle and then resupplying back at West Green. So you're losing a lot of weight and for losing a lot of.
So I would say, you know, Carson and I've got big, strong arms, but frankly, better some of this go like on our backs and whatnot. So if we need to rig something up, I can help, you know, tie some things together. You know, build these kind of rucksacks or whatever we want to strap it to us.
Yeah, and sorry, and I'm just making sure I'm doing math. Yeah, with Ben still being able to carry
Oh yeah, Ben's pretty good. He's what,
an
like
additional
500
100
something pounds?
pounds. Yeah, so he can carry
Or
another
240.
100 pounds. Yeah, based off his equipment. Rock could carry another 100. Yeah, I think you guys probably have enough. I don't have an exact weight of everything, but with relics, curios, stone, chalk markings, notes, tomes, you don't need to take food. You don't need to take water. Personal belongings. You can definitely take everything. Yeah, you guys can definitely take
We
everything
did it!
easily. Nice job. I
So
didn't even
just
think about that.
one. So
One
one double
enhancement.
cast and one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now the
I don't know.
amount
I
of
can do 2 4 of these. It's this big of an area, and I will vaguely draw out, just point around himself a 10 by 10 or
yeah,
10
and
diameter.
it lasts for 6 seconds, right?
We gotta be in line. We gotta be ready to go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Teleportation
We were
circle
gonna rehearse this
materia.
shit.
Oh yeah.
Just looking. 10 diameter, shimmers around 5 feet around the circle. So you could cast 2 of these, right? You said.
We as a team can, yes.
Yeah.
Ben can do the enhance ability and Rock can do the enlarge reduce.
Yeah, sorry. And then I'm just talking teleportation circle. Al, how many of these can you cast right now?
Should be
It's
2.
a level 5. My slots are a 5, a 6, a 7, and 8.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Circle's only a 5?
So I'm.
Yeah, circle's
Teleportation
Shit.
circle, but it has to be a
Yeah.
designated.
Well, yeah, but still,
spot.
damn. So you can do 4 then?
Then yeah, you will have no problem getting everybody through if you're willing to use a bunch of spell slots. So I was trying to think like how many people you can run in, but it'll take a while.
Because yeah, all told, there's a couple dozen folks here, like in addition to us, right?
There's about 20 people.
Okay.
And then there's you guys and Pew, Opal.
Yeah, so 30-ish total.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
mid-30s.
getting the most getting the most regular
heaviest.
folks
Nice.
over first will probably be, you know.
Right, we always have Rock being able to teleport us if as a failsafe too. Although I don't know if as long as we're carrying stuff, then we're still good.
Yeah. Okay. So as Victor, he's like, wait, what? Run this by me again? You can do what now?
Well, so he makes, one of the two of us, and I just kind of point across. Doesn't matter. He'll make one of us real big. Crazy. It's cool. I mean, honestly, you should see what Al over here. He can make a freaking giant ape. Which
They've done
honestly,
that multiple times.
yeah,
It's
which
pretty crazy.
frankly,
actually.
maybe we should do that too. But no, he's gonna do. And then Al and Ben can just make us even better at carrying stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we weren't going into an underground tight area, yeah, the giant ape.
Yeah, good work.
Al's doing ape gestures.
Apogredo.
The only issue is that Apogredo can't concentrate on or can't cast circle while ape down.
Oh, true. Right.
Yeah. But I like it. It'd be funny. He's like, and you can just do this?
for a couple times a day. Yeah. I mean, I can. These guys can.
Makes us very tired.
I will make sure that we hire you in the future for future
Oh, no doubt.
endeavors.
Wait, sorry. Who's saying this, Victor?
Victor,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he's with the Heralds of Exploration.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's the head of the heralds for this dig site.
Gotcha. Okay. Listen, I mean, Fuma
You
knows the right
just
people, and so he
nice.
hooked you up.
Everything. I will have to express my gratitude to him in the future. You have just saved more than 2 weeks worth of.
Yeah, this jungle
You,
sucks. I
you
want out
see,
of
his
here.
brain is broken. His brain is broken. He's like that. Logistic.
Oh, you'll. I mean, you know what? You can come on the last shift if you really want to see all of it, because I think we're gonna have everybody else go first.
I'll give him a thumbs up.
Very well.
Mercs
He'll
and fighters
gather
last.
up. He'll take his one of the last things that he has. It's something that you don't pack. But you just strap to your sack, right? Is like a little metal cup. They put
Yeah.
over the fire to warm up, and he just grabs that and just starts dinging on it. Gets everyone's attention. All right, everybody. I have good news. Unexpected news. Our friends here.
Crass Menagerie.
Waves over towards them. Uh,
TM.
they
XOXO.
apparently we will be going home much sooner than expected. Based on their abilities and skill sets. To quote what one of them said, Ofuma has hooked us up. We will be going to Whitlaw in a matter of 10 minutes. And you can just see people like look at each other. One of them, did you say 10 minutes, sir?
I mean, we can make it sooner, but
Don't question me.
He's like, I believe those were the words out of my mouth, and I still don't believe that I said that. But they have unique skill sets. We've seen what Opal can do around the camp, and some of
she's
and
part of
you,
it.
Lance, and you, Denver, with your abilities. However, the Crass Menagerie can teleport to us, and many of the items we wish to take incredible distances, and it's safe, and we will be in the heart of Whitlaw. If you have any questions, I believe, and he looks to you guys, you may direct them towards me or our friends. Uh, they all kind of look at each other, and one of them raises their hand, and it's this uh half giant a Goliath origin. Does this mean we get to take more stuff with us?
Don't push it.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're gonna start carrying it.
Yeah, whatever you can carry.
And I don't mean with a carrot, with a cart.
Right.
We're leaving the carts behind?
Yeah.
Oh,
Where we're going,
okay.
we won't need carts.
Okay.
Well, we actually, no, we probably would like to have them when we get there. We just can't take them.
You'll get another one. This is safe?
Oh yeah,
This seems.
we've done it a couple times. It's great.
You have my word.
Okay. Persuasion check out. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised. It's interesting when you get a lot of brains together, the things you guys come up with. I'm like, wait, this is working.
Yeah,
This
no.
is working. This is checking the boxes.
Oh, okay.
Two.
Damn, god
2
damn,
weeks
this
of
is
plan.
plus 60. Jesus.
I have one lucky left. Should I take it
20's
all in?
pretty good though.
Okay. I'll let it sit. 20.
Okay, 20 is more than enough. She's like, okay. Can I go with you though? Can I be in your group? Are we doing groups? Is that what's
Yeah,
happening?
it'll be shifts.
I'm
Yeah, we might have a little bit of room.
I'm with the handsome tiefling. I call it. I'm in his group.
I nudge Al.
Welcome to the cool group. We're the last to go because we're the most important.
She turns to one of her friends. I'm important.
Al
Okay.
does the lightest face palm. Okay.
All right. So yeah, over the next, unless you guys have anything you want to RP or do that, over the next 10 minutes or so, everyone kind of reevaluates the things that they're taking. The heavier objects are carted over into a small area next to each other, which will be next to the circle, just to make it as easy as possible for Karos and Davis, and whoever else is going to try to carry some of the heavier things. But no, with the casting of spells and using multiple circles of teleportation, yeah, you guys will that's weird. You guys will very easily be able to solve this and get everyone, because you don't even need to do a check. It's just a circle. Yeah,
Ingenuity.
yeah, cool.
What's
When
crazy
we
is
get
like
back
Cue the
in
blood.
time, I would need some more chalk.
what's crazy is that technically we could have done this at like 6 levels ago.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, Suki, what is
Or
this? This is
5.
their.
So 5th level
Yeah.
spells you get at what, 11? So 4 levels ago.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, if you guys want to say anything, do anything, but yeah, essentially, cue the bloodlust sound.
Whoa.
Yeah. So Davis and Karos, I'm assuming, are the targets of enlarge reduce.
Yep.
Davis and or Karos, or sorry, not and Davis or Karos enhance abilities, full strength. There are a couple individuals that have some strength here because they dig and they dungeon delve and everything, so they're able to carry a bit. You got Ben, you got Rock. Yeah. So with that, coordinating each other, Al, you open up the first circle. Um, you did make a point, Davis, in the chat. I don't know, you typed it out, but I don't know if you want to reiterate that verbally.
Yeah, I would. Yes, Davis would think of that. Be like, oh, there. Uh, if you see some lizard folk when you get there, tell them the Crass Menagerie sent you, and that they'll be following, and that we're sorry, but this was the most, easiest way to do this. They're friendly. They're friendly. They're very friendly, but they might be a little skittish. So first one's through. Just be aware.
Okay,
The easiest way
where
to
are
get them on
we?
our side is to chant menagerie as we go through the door, and you'll be chanting it when you get to the other side. And you'll be like, oh, they're sent by. Okay, those. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
A quick.
Oh, you'll be in Whitlaw, but probably
Where
not somewhere you're
will
familiar with. It's kind of this lost area.
So don't start wandering.
Right. Stay close.
Okay. All right. And when we get there, do we just?
We'll move out of the way just because
Okay.
other people will be coming in, but then stay within
Stay
100
in the
feet.
main chamber.
Okay, so we'll be in a chamber.
Yeah. Well, I'll give a brief description of the court.
Okay. So you did the court, yeah, the open court with the trees and everything.
Yeah.
Okay,
It may
got it.
look like you're kind of in the
Okay.
middle of nowhere, but if you listen, you'll start hearing sounds of the city like way off in the distance. And not even off in the distance, just kind of muffled from the surrounding.
Okay. One of them will just, in passing, does the city know you can do this?
No. No. Well.
I was gonna raise the hand.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's gonna be our little secret, okay? To everybody.
They look to Victor. Victor says, our secret. Yes. And then, yeah, you
I can finger
guys
guns.
go through the motions and gather everyone. And the first group, Al, you do the circle. It lights up with your fuchsia-inspired magic. The purples and the pinks begin to glow, and you can see like their eyes like light up. And there's like this pause, and you go, 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 and then they step through, and you'll see like when the first group steps in, they just kind of vanish. You'll get some gasps and some like, from the people that are watching this happen. It's like, are they okay? What happened?
Keep going.
And then you get the next one. Then the circle closes. So you got to do it at least again, because people can't just run as fast as they want to, with all this equipment. Cast it again. But we'll say, actually, for the sake of efficiency, can I get? I don't know what like a proper check would be to see how efficient you can get these people to do this. I just want to know how many spell slots Al has to use for circles.
If there's a designated person like in front for the next circle, next person's
Okay.
gonna go through first. I want to give them a
Alright.
bardic inspiration.
Oh, okay.
Like a.
All right.
You,
We'll
you've
say
seen
yeah.
it.
With that, it's at
You've seen it.
least.
You got this figured out. You know when to run. Just when I'll give a countdown of 3, 2, 1, and you get a little head start before I hit 1. Maybe a
Got you.
3, maybe a 2, but I trust you
And
to figure
then
it out.
you think about what half of the remaining group will fit. That I mean, he's including the menagerie, so probably the rest of us, and then the less. Okay, got it. I'll make sure. And he watches you draw, and another tiefling individual, more on the gray, and he says, "All right, everybody. Once you see him link the circle, we get moving." And he's watching you, and he puts his hand up. He draws rose, and go, 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 and then it lights up, and
Be ready, go, go, go.
Keep moving.
people
Keep
just
moving.
Smart guy.
shot through. And then yeah, the last group, which is mostly you guys.
Dave stretches, gets ready. I'm assuming whoever's doing, because one of them is only 1 minute, and large reduce would have to be last, right? So.
Yeah, it's a minute, but that's not a problem.
Oh, it's yeah.
So yeah, I mean, easy enough. So who's remaining? So it's Q 14,
Yeah, I need a count. If it's
Opal.
8 or less.
So wait, if it's 8 or less,
Yeah.
is that how many of the circle? Oh, so you would need to do the fourth circle
Because
then.
I'm using level 7 anyway.
Yeah. So you would need to do 4 circles though, right? Because we said it's about 30 something people.
Okay.
So yeah, it would be all of your circles to do this. Yes. Okay. Cool. I was just counting. Okay. So yeah. So you'll split this group up into 2. Then Pew 14, and then with some of the remaining heralds will go, and then the last group will just be the Crass Menagerie.
And
Doing the
that one
stretching.
girl.
Oh yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's true. We'll just say it's by the course of the magic she can fit in. That's right. Little gnome girl can fit in. Special one. Yeah. Al, casting the final circle. Getting pretty tired. A lot of expenditure of energy. Davis and Karos, y'all are just carrying so much
Ungodly
weight.
amounts.
Yeah, just trying to
And
think
one of
about
us
it.
is, like 6 feet taller or something.
Yes. So, but yeah, you get the bulk of, and it's when you're holding this, you get being here. You guys get the importance of some of the things that they probably found and uncovered, and they haven't even uncovered the stuff that you guys did. So, you get a good sense of this is a good accomplishment and something that will hopefully be for the betterment of not just the people of Whitlaw and not just for the heralds, but just, of society. Who knows what you guys will learn and uncover here. And as that thought passes your mind, you hear at the distance that gurgling, rumbling sound, some of the trees moving under its weights. You You guys, the circle completes. For y'all, it's not even like a rush. You guys are just used to it. You step through the circle. Al, you're the last one to step through. You look, and you guys all appear with the court of stars, the trees that are painted, with this courtyard full of 30 some people now, with a ton of equipment, ton of research notes and relics, and everyone's just kind of looking around. They're like, "This is Whitlaw?" And I think, unless if anyone has anything, we'll just go ahead and call it here. Pick up in 2024.